Good afternoon. Thank you for joining today's webinar on how to work remotely in this digital age with the help of EBA integrated with SAP. Today we have a panel of experts for you from Bimser International, and we like to talk about how you can use EBA, Electronic Business Automation Platform, to manage your work and your tasks remotely from your home when you're out of the office with the help of the technology that we have available. Also, we'll be covering how EBA works with SAP and how these two systems are integrated, how integrations can be done, and we'll also show these also in live manner. My name is Kevin Devecioglu. I'm the Managing Director of Bimser International, and today, before I jump into the subject matter, I'd like to also talk about where you can find our webinar recordings. As you well know, we have executive webinar series regularly, almost on weekly basis nowadays. So we record these webinar sessions, and we post them on our YouTube channel. So when you go to our YouTube channel as Bimser International, you can visit our playlist and you can watch our previous webinar recording. So that can be a great resource for you and for your colleagues. Also, we also encourage you to register for our coming webinar sessions. You can visit our Eventbrite page for coming webinar sessions. You can register, and you can regularly follow up our webinar sessions regarding digital transformation, quality management, paperless business management, and many other popular subjects. Okay, good. So let's talk about our company a little bit. We are Bimser International, and we are an enterprise software maker since 1998. We are based in New York. So in a sense, we help companies simplify their processes, and we help them digitally transform themselves. We help them adopt digital transformation. So that's an important mission for us. We take it very seriously, and we work towards this mission on daily basis. We are very active in various business communities. ASQ is one of them. Public Industry Association is another of them. Council of Industries, another organization that we follow in different business communities. Also, I myself am part of HILI, Public Industry Association, and I'm a co-chair of Manufacturing Committee. So I have a chance to meet with manufacturers, international trade businesses on regular basis, and we also have a chance to, of course, interact in these encounters. As Bimser International, we also have an internship program for university students. We help university students learn about software engineering as well as pre-sales, which is a great program that we are offering to university students. As a company, as Bimser International, we have a global presence, as you see on the map. As a group, we are about 200 people. We are a growing organization. European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, EBRD in short, is one of our investors. So with their help and support, we have more visibility in international markets, and we have, of course, more resources to help support our customers as well as our partners. Bimser is a certified SAP vendor, a Microsoft Gold vendor partner, ISV partner of Acumatica, and ISV partner of Myobi. Also, as a company, I also need to mention that we are ISO 9001 certified and ISO 271 certified. Since 1998, we have been very focused. We have only 4 products in core. We have EBA. We'll talk more about EBA today. That is a certified SAP solution. EBA is an electronic business automation platform. It has workflow, document management, capture, and dashboard capabilities. We'll talk more about it in detail in a minute. It helps companies basically digitize and automate their business processes. We have BEAM as an asset maintenance, material, energy, and facility management. It helps companies manage their assets, manage their maintenance operations, and digitize. When we say maintenance, we are referring to periodic, preventive, and predictive maintenance. We have QDMS as a quality, risk, compliance, and audit management software. It helps companies comply with various quality and management standards: ISO, SQF, BRC, IOP, AS9100, and you name it. So that is a great tool for quality managers to manage their quality management systems, QMS in short. Next is our ensemble. That's a business process management tool. It has business process management capabilities, business performance management capabilities, and balance scorecard capabilities in it. Also in the bottom, you can see two solutions as contract management and ITSM solution. They are built on EBA's platform. Especially contract management helps companies manage their contracts in a digital environment, and ITSM helps companies manage their IT service management operations in a digital environment. Also, you can see on this slide how we position our products. Ensemble is a managerial tool. EBA is an electronic business process automation platform. BIM as an asset management system. QDMS is a quality management system. They are designed to run standalone. All of our products can run standalone. They can be linked to, integrated with each other, and they can be integrated with any ERP, any CRM platform in the marketplace. And today we'll be talking about SAP and EBA integration specifically. Our products work on cloud, they work on-premise servers, and we have mobile apps available. So we have up-to-date technology, and we invest in our products regularly. Here you can see how many projects we have deployed by the end of last year. It also shows more or less how many clients we have. As for EBA, we'll talk more about EBA today. We have more than 500 corporate customers, and we have more than 1.5 million professional users, and these numbers are growing on a monthly basis. Followed by BIM, QDMS, and Ensemble. As you see, we have thousands of customers, corporate customers, and these numbers are growing. Since we are coming from enterprise market, historically we have a lot of enterprise level reputable companies as our references. We work with 3M, we work with AstraZeneca, Bridgestone is one of our references. We work with Ford. Renault Nissan Alliance is one of our customers. We work with Unilever, United Nations, and Starbucks is also one of our customers. As you see, there are many other companies that we work with, and we are proud of these references that we have been building since 1998, and we know there is more to come. Okay, great. So let's talk about digital transformation a little bit. Yes, we'll be talking about remote work today. However, it is also important to address digital transformation in the scope of working remotely. These are all related to each other. They are linked to each other. So when we look at digital transformation, that's actually adapting organizations' strategy as well as structure to capture opportunities enabled by technology. That's my favorite actually definition as for digital transformation. It's just one sentence, and it actually explains it very, very clearly. So that is actually starting with a strategy to have companies benefit from the opportunities coming from new technology. That's critical, and it has, of course, benefits. With the help of digital transformation, we can be more competitive, we can be more productive, more efficient, we can reduce cost, we can be more compliant to various quality and management and regulatory standards, we can increase customer satisfaction, we can increase sales, profitability, and market share. These are, of course, some of the benefits. There are many more, to be honest with you. And one of the benefits is actually, of course, being able to work remotely that we'll address today. It is because, especially nowadays, because of the COVID-19 crisis, working remotely is more important than ever. It is not something new. It's been around for a while, and as we all know it. However, nowadays it is not something nice to have or perhaps to have. It is something that we have to have right nowadays. So because of the restrictions to go out and quarantine conditions, working from home, being away from the office and plant, and we still have to actually get the job done is very, very important. So in that sense, it is definitely, we can definitely say that there was actually business life before COVID-19, and there is also business life after COVID-19. So these are two different things right now, because up until COVID-19 crisis, we were talking about some other things. We had other focus areas basically. But as soon as we got hit by COVID-19, our priorities change, the subject matter change, and also the way that we do business is changing. That is inevitable. So when we look at this, of course, there is the new normal nowadays because of the COVID-19. So our prediction and when we think ahead, what we see coming is risk management is going to be very important for companies more than before. As I mentioned earlier, it is not something new, but with COVID-19 conditions right now we are in, it is more important than ever before. That's another subject matter, risk management. So we are talking about process risk management, environmental risk management, health, safety, pandemic and disease risk management and assessment, and IT risk assessment. So when we assess the risk and when we put together a contingency plan together, then we can have a better chance to actually face any pandemic or any other risk that we may be thinking that may be happening. So putting together a contingency plan actually requires to identify your resources, identify your key risks, and also putting together a draft contingency plan, sharing the plan internally, and revisiting the plan periodically. That's actually what it takes to put a real contingency plan together. Employee training is also more important than before, especially working remotely. Actually, makes it even more important to train the employees for the tasks that we have to get the job done. Also for the protocols and requirements, SOPs comes with the hygienic rules. We know that some countries as well as some states are actually getting back to work slowly. So they have right now SOPs in place. They have certain procedures in place to make sure everyone actually follows. Everyone has a certain distance, as well as keeping the work environment safe and secure to make sure that everyone actually be able to work securely. Business trip management is going to be also another area that's going to be very interesting. It's because we're going to have less and less business trips. Nowadays, almost we have no business trips. And while the economies are opening, we're going to have less and less business trips. Even if we need to have business trips, there's going to be a lot of scrutiny. Basically, we need to screen every single trip specifically, case by case. Where we are going, where we're going to stay, how long we're going to stay, who we're going to talk. That's going to be under microscope basically after COVID-19. And there goes the remote work, and that is what we'll be talking about today, even more in detail in coming slides, as well as we have also a demonstration that we put together for you. So remote work is not something new. We've been working remotely for a very, very long time. However, up until COVID-19, it was something nice to have. We were working remotely when we were having business trips. We were working remotely when we were not able to go to office. But right now, when we look at the current situation, we have to work remotely. That is where it comes to. So for us to be able to work remotely, we need tools. We need to be able to access our data. So if you are working purely on paper, and if you keep all your documents, policies, procedures on paper, it is very difficult to work from home, work from out of office, basically, because you have limited access to your documentation. Either you're going to go get your documentation, or you need to scan them, put them on in an environment to access. It is tough. It is tough. So you need to have a strategy, and you need to have systems in place. So one of the systems actually we recommend is EBA, our electronic business automation platform. Not only is it actually helpful for you to use it remotely to get your job done, access your data, work remotely, as well as sharing the content with your colleagues. It is also very important in a way that you can actually create your corporate memory while you are working. So that is critical. So keeping this in mind, we have electronic business automation platform called EBA. I like to share some information about EBA with you, and then we'll also show you live how it runs, and more importantly, how it actually can be working with SAP ERP system. So EBA is a very modern system to help companies manage their content, automate their processes, and because of it is modern technology, it can actually talk to many different systems. So it has the API capabilities. So the idea is to help companies and customers have an integrated management system. That is actually the goal underneath. EBA works with an IoT device. It works with manufacturing execution systems, CRM systems. It works with ERP systems. So there are many other systems that EBA can work with. which helps companies basically have an integrated management system, as I mentioned earlier. EBA has 4 modules. It has workflow, document and record management module, capture module, and executive dashboard module. These modules can work standalone, they can work integrated with each other, or a couple of them can work together basically. So we have that modular structure that makes things easier, while our customers need to make some decisions which one to go for. When we look at the workflow module, it has drag and drop technology. One can design forms on it without actually doing any coding. That design studio that we have actually makes things easier to digitize the business processes based on forms, based on certain approval processes and steps. It has approval capabilities, delegation capabilities, notifications, reminders, and it also has a flow history. So we actually capture who is doing what in the system in a way that you have an audit trail that is actually your proof that actually who's done what, how long it took, and what was the end result. So these can be basically managed electronically with no need of paper. There are many different business processes can be put together on EBA. You can design vendor supplier approval, you can design stock item management, you can manage your inventory, you can manage your expenses, change management, training, purchasing management, contract management, HR management. These are some of the processes you can manage on EBA. So if you take these and if you apply these on remote work, I think the value is right there. So let's say I like to order certain parts because I am running low in my inventory. I can use my purchase management application on EBA, and I can place the order to my vendor after having the approval from my, let's say, directors, my managers, or other management team members, for example, and I can send it to our vendor right away for them to take action. If I need to manage my expenses, I can scan the expenses that I have. I can attach it into the form for expense approval, and then I can basically send it to accounting or finance remotely without me being in the office or factory or plant, for example. Same thing for contracts. I don't have to be in my office to manage my contracts, because contracts can be managed digitally on EBA. I can review it. I can request some changes. I can also share it with my colleagues for their opinion, for instance. And then once it is approved, I can put it in my archive, which is also digital, paperless. And also I can send it to other parties, such as if that's about our customer, then I can send it to a customer. If it's about buying a product or service, I can send it to the supplier or vendor, for example. I can do all these remotely without me being in the office physically. But these are some examples can be actually adapt over EBA for working remotely. As for document management module, you can manage all your documents on EBA, and you can access digitally. It is also same for workflow, same for document management. Wherever you are with a web browser that you have, as long as you have an internet connection, via web browser, you can access your data, you can access your documentation. When we say document, our definition of document is a little broad. We are not just talking about a Word file or a PDF file, for example. A document may be your video file, maybe your MP4 file, maybe your MP3 file, maybe your CAD file, for example. And there can be many other document types can be managed on EBA. That is actually what we mean by document. And the good thing is, this module has a built-in viewer, so you can see your documents, Word files, PDF files, JPEGs, and other files, for example, within EBA. And you can view it and you can share it with your colleagues. It is also role-based, just like workflow module, so everyone can do certain tasks, access certain documents, as long as they are allowed to do it. So that role-based, that permission-based infrastructure is very critical. It has check-in and check-out features. You can also manage the version of your documents. You have a set of documents today, but you may want to make some changes. You may want to improve your processes, and you can have different versions of the same document. The good thing is you create the corporate memory. You can always go back and check the previous versions. For example, what you were thinking before and what you are thinking right now and how you are doing your work is actually an option for you to go over we offer that option with the versioning capabilities. It has Office add-ons. Everyone has some sort of Office 365 type of document or application, I must say. So we can actually do the integration, and EBA can work with those applications seamlessly together. And with the help of folder listener, you can have a chance to automate your processes, pull up your documents, and locate them into EBA in an organized manner. Capture module has OCR capabilities, optical character recognition. With the help of OCR capabilities that capture module has, EBA can read the characters on your document, and then it can take those characters, it can put them on a form, for example, so you can have a certain automation and approval process managed in your organization without the need of any paper. So we are talking about paperless office right now, and we take it further. You can also automate your processes. The automation may be an accounts payable automation, accounts receivable automation, a contract management automation. So there are many different applications can be done with the help of capture module. So let's apply this to the remote work. Anything that you need to basically get done in terms of automation, as well as I like to also touch to document management module as well. You can access your documents remotely. You can review them, you can share with your colleagues, you can start an approval process, and with the help of capture module upon document management, you can also automate your processes. So these can all be done remotely, and nowadays we are under lockdown because of COVID-19. Having this type of tool is very powerful, and you can get your tasks done. You can communicate and collaborate with your team members, with your stakeholders, with your customers, with your suppliers, and you can manage all your activities remotely without being in the office. And finally, we have executive dashboard module. This module basically helps managers have KPIs and other important indicators of the management team to be seen in a visual manner. These visuals may be a map, can be a pie chart, can be a bar chart, can be table, or any other visual tool that one might like to have. So this data can come from EBA or any other source, and we can help managers manage their KPIs in a digital environment. That's actually what it is for, which is very, very practical. So I also put together some brief use cases. For example, AstraZeneca is an example that we have also in the list in our reference list. In pharma industry, they have more than 1,000 employees. They have multiple locations for production as well as administrative operations. So they are basically paper-based, Excel-based business processes was a challenge for them. It was difficult to track, difficult to make executive decisions, because one of the decision-making principles is actually evidence-based decision-making. So for a manager to make a decision, which is already a tough work to do, because you are dealing with uncertainty and you don't really know what's going to be the outcome, you need evidence. Evidence is the data, and if that evidence comes to you on paper, on folders, just files, it is unstructured, it's unreliable, it's difficult to make really managerial executive decisions. So that was their challenge, by the way. And the lack of also continuous improvement was a problem because of the difficulties in decision-making process. So with the help of EBA, they digitize their paper-based data in a digital environment, and then also they have an easy access wherever they are to that data. Let's remember they have multiple locations. So having EBA, a web-based application that you can access from anywhere with a web browser, it was a great advantage for them as well. It also helped them increase their productivity and efficiency. Another example may be also United Nations, for instance. So that's a big NGO as we know it. They have thousands of employees with multiple locations. So their challenge was to actually manage documentation of refugees. And managing these actually in paper was quite challenging. So with the help of EBA, they digitize the application operations, first of all. Any process that needs some due diligence. Now they can actually run these via EBA digitally with no need of paper. And also the documentation that comes with any application is also digitized. So we are talking about a paperless work environment in short. That's also an important case for us, and I just wanted to share this with you briefly on a high level, just to give you some ideas. So let's talk about EBA and SAP a little bit. EBA is a certified SAP solution. What it means is solution is ready to integrate with SAP wherever it is necessary, whenever it's necessary. And these integrations are certified, meaning it's actually being inspected and audited by SAP regularly. In this case, these integrations that we put together with SAP is very helpful for companies using SAP, because we can pull and push data from and to SAP, meaning you don't have to enter data twice, EBA once and then second time SAP, or other way around. No need. So if you put it in EBA, any data, any information that you enter, expense management, purchasing management, contract management, the data that you enter into EBA also can be moved to SAP automatically, seamlessly. Conversely, if you're entering data into SAP, let's say you enter a list of vendors, list of customers, you are entering, let's say, a list of your products for inventory management, for instance. These data, let's just call it master data, can easily be moved to EBA for you to manage your operations on EBA. So see, this integration is actually very practical. And if we apply this to remote work, if you are using SAP ERP system, and can be any SAP, by the way. We know SAP has different ERP systems. There may be SAP HANA, there may be SAP B1, there may be SAP by design. It really doesn't matter for us, because we can integrate and run the operations seamlessly. So if you are using one of these, and then if you are working remotely, you may access your SAP solutions remotely. At the same time, you can also access your applications on EBA remotely, without being in the office or factory or plant, for example. So this advantage, this integration actually help you run your tasks with these two great solutions, I must say, seamlessly. And that is basically the main advantage. And that's a great contribution to business communities working remotely due to COVID-19 crisis. So what I like to do is I like to hand it over to Sam. Sam is our software engineer, process software engineer, and he'll be demonstrating how EBA is actually running, how it is actually helpful for companies to manage certain applications. Also, he likes to also talk about EBA and SAP integration capability. So we have vast resources available for this integration for both systems, EBA and SAP, to run together. And Sam will be sharing some information with us in terms of what kind of integrations can be done. I think also he has also some example applications also he can show us for those who are using SAP and who can also use EBA at the same time. And with the examples of certain applications, you can see it live, how these systems are running and how EBA can be helpful to run your operations remotely while you are also using SAP at the same time. So we call this show and tell. Sam, are you ready?
Thank you, Kevin. And yes, I'm ready.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, and I just take over the screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, looks great.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Kevin, and thank you for joining this webinar. And first of all, I will do a brief introduction to EBA, and then I will show you how EBA can integrate with SAP for the business process that we digitize on EBA platform. So this is the home screen of EBA, and you can find all your pending tasks and requests for approval right on this home screen. And also you can find your last visited document in the widget and the announcement that is made shared with you. So make sure you won't miss any important task or notice right after you log into EBA. And on the left, this is the main menu of EBA, and you can find all the available modules, for example, document management module, the dashboard, and the workflow management module, and all the application that we digitized on EBA. And first of all, let us go to the document management module. So in this module, you are allowed to manage the folder structure that you want to have on this platform. So for example, you can have your library and create the folder and subfolder in this library, or upload the document right in this library. But to the basic folder structure that we have the library, and then we have our folder, and we upload our document in this folder. And EBA support different file type, like your template, your screenshot, your invoices, account payable, account receivable, for example, or your agenda for certain meetings, and training material in different file format, like Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, a PDF, video, audio, or CAD file. And right here, you can click the document and start reading it. And the thing is, you don't need any other software or solution to read the content of your document. And instead, the content will be shown in the built-in browser of EBA. So now EBA is bringing us the content of it, and will be shown in this built-in browser. So you can zoom in and out of your document, and on the top right, you can find the version number right here, as long as you have the permission to do so, and I will talk about it a little later. So you can get back to the previous version or the original version of your document. For example, like the version 0, which is our original document. And with the permission, I can get back to and start browsing this document as version 0. In addition, you can drop your note to your document, which allow everyone or someone to read this. So you can add your note saying this is a note, and check the checkbox if everyone can see it or particular user can see this note. You can pick and choose, because in EBA platform, all the permission it is role-based. It's based on your role, position, profession, department, or group. So not everyone can see everything in the system. Okay, and now let us get back to our document. And with the permission again, because we want to keep your document insecure, you can download or send your document through email. And how we can manage the permission, that will be your next question. Of course, we can manage our permission on EBA. We can do it like, we can highlight the document or the folder and go into the security, which you can manage the permission of the users based on, again, the role, the position, the profession, department, or group. And you can manage the permission like download it, modify it, and some actions like share it as an external link or send it through email. Besides, you can also manage the permission like checking the checkout features or delete the document. So this is how we can make sure your documents is insecure and protected by our system. And on the top, you can download it, send it through email, or share with as an external link with others, with other responsible parties. One more important features on EBA is you can find the history button here, which shows you all the action that the users carry out against this document. So all the activities will be recorded in the system as a log. So the system will show you what action is carried out by which users on what day. So we could also call it the audit trail, and it's helped you to monitor, is there any action or is there any suspicious action occurred in your system, and also you can make sure the user using the system appropriately. For example, like Sam, he's supposed to read the document every single day before he starts the production, for example. So you find it like in a week, Sam hasn't get into this or hasn't read this document for a week. So you can find out and start this follow-up action like, Sam, do you need help? Is there anything wrong with you or connecting to the system? So you can make your analyze and monitor right in the system from this history, also the audit trail. Okay. So that's all about our document management module in a high level. And next, we will go to the dashboard module. As Kevin mentioned, so the dashboard module helps you to visualize your real-time data in a scorecard or in a table, in a pie chart, or in a bar chart. So you can have an overview to the performance of your company or KPI of your company. And considering the top left widget, it is different locations of your company. And you can click the location and you can see the real-time data change accordingly. So it's also helped you to monitoring on the performance on different locations as well. More than that, you can have your own design dashboard here, since all the widgets, they are sizable and movable. So you can have the best interface of this module, which allows you to monitor or have an overview of the performance of your company. Okay. And now let's go back to the menu of EBA. So now, after the introductions to document management module and dashboard module, we'll now go to the workflow management modules. And I will show you how the workflow or the business process that we digitize on EBA integrate with SAP. And before I demo it, I would like to switch my account to another user, which is Andrea. Okay, so now I'm logging in as Andrea. So she is one of the users on EBA. And you can find the main menus is changed. Again, because on EBA, all the connection are permission based. So not everyone can see everything on this system. But first of all, let us show you one of the examples that we integrate with SAP. Is the material master data. So we can create a new material and send the data to SAP seamlessly. So we can open this application, and this is how the forms look like. And anytime you can design the form interface with using the studio that we provided for EBA. And for every single form, you can design a unique or specific workflow for this business process. In this example, you will see after we send our form, it will go to the accounting department or the responsible person in accounting department. After that, we will send it to the operations. And later on, it will send to the MDG group. for the final approval. And at last, we will insert the material to SAP, which I will show you on the SAP interface. And now let us go back to the form. So right here, it is one of the example that is integrated with SAP. And you can enter new material, for example, like the name, the unit of measurement, and so on right here, what you can see on the form. Another thing is we can capture the information from an existing material in SAP. So let me show you is you can see a list of the material that that are coming from SAP. I'm going to choose this one, which name as Sunny, and I pick and choose of it. And now EBA is capturing the data from SAP, and you can find all the rest of the information will be filled accordingly depending on this particular existing material that we have in SAP. Furthermore, you can attach the document with this new material. For example, like instruction or guideline or inspection result that you can add or attach with this new material that you are creating. So you can browse your local drive or scan it from your scanner. And also like pick and choose the document that we have in our document management module. The reason why, because all our modules on EBA are integrated with each other. And in short, they can talk with each other between the modules on EBA. And in addition, you can also add your comment of it, like your comment as a creator, like I'm now logging in as Andrea, so I can put my comment. So this is a comment, and save it and connect to this business process. Okay, and after all the mandatory fields are filled, has been filled, and then we can send our process to the to our approver. And coming back to the flow scheme, which will be the responsible person in our accounting department. So now we can close the flow scheme and send it to the person in accounting department. And on EBA, it will show you the flow history, the reason, and you can find like this is how you can see what the status of your business process. For example, like who you are waiting for the approval. And also in this flow history, it can be used as the electronic signature as well. You can find who approved what or who started what at what time in this platform. And now I'm going to log in as Brian. And now I switch to Brian's account. You can see on the top right with my username as Brian. And as logging in as Brian, I can find all the requests for approval right on the home screen. So I can get and click this one and get a quick connection and proceed this request. So this is the one we just filed. Andrea, done by administrator since I was logging in as Andrea, and the time, date and time. So I can open it and start viewing the request that's sent by Andrea. I'm going to make it in a larger screen. And now you can see Sunny, it is what we have selected. And as Brian is the responsible in accounting department, so I can see the accounting information right here. for example, like the price and the class and the average price. Okay, and I can also see the comment made by Andrea here as well. So if there's any fields or information that you want to update in the form, I can also do the editing in this form as well. For example, like this name, it should be now as, for example, like May 7, 2020. Okay, and I can update the name as like this and save and send it to the operations. And keep it in mind, like now, Brian can see the accounting information here. And after I send it to operations, the operations responsible person cannot see this accounting information because it is not her responsibility. So now it has been sent to Yuri, and now we are waiting for Yuri approval. So I'm going to switch my account to Yuri. Okay, and on the top right, you can see now I'm logging in as Yuri. And again, I can find the request for approval right on my home screen. And this is the one, material master data. And I can click and get a quick connection again and start proceeding this request. And I can find the information that Andrea entered. And now I cannot see any accounting information on this form, but now I can see the MRP information, like the storage location, where the material will be located right on my screen. So the reason why I mentioned this, because again, in EBA system, everything is permission-based. It's based on your role, your position, profession, department, or group. So you will be allowed to see what you are supposed to see in the system. And after that, you can see the name is updated. And you can find the comment. And now we can approve it and send it to the last step, which will be sent to Siri, which who is in the MDG group. And allow me to switch my account to Siri. And now I'm logging in as Siri. You can see from the top right as the username. And also I can find the request right on my home screen and get a quick connection to it. And now I can open the request. It is sent by Yuri. And I can find the settings and have an overview like the MPR information and also the accounting information to get the final approval. So right now, I'm going to approve it. And after that, this new material information will be sent to SAP. So first of all, come to the full history. You can see the material created in SAP. So which means the whole workflow is complete on EBA and all the information has been sent to SAP. So we can come back here to the SAP master list, which is our solution on EBA, and go to the material archive. So it will show you all the material that you have created on EBA and has been sent to SAP. And you can see the flow status and also a unique material number in SAP. So this is the one ending 5656. You can also open it and find out the log that is coming back from SAP. So this one is created. So now I will go to the SAP interface. and showed you how it is how the integration is a success. So first of all, I can go back to the SAP interface. Give me 1 second. I'm going to put it on my screen. Excuse me. 1 second. I'm going to put this on my screen. Okay. And there we go. I just put out on my put it on my screen. So this is the SAP interface. So now, after I log into SAP, so I can go to the material page in SAP and start my searching. So what it is like, I'm going to record. I'm going to enter this information on my SAP interface. And make a search. So right here, I can select it and show it right on my screen. And select view. Select view and the basic. Okay, and take. And 1 second, I'm going to select the basic data. Yes, and this is the one we just create. Remember the name, like it is in a parenthesis, May 7th, 2020. So you can see the exact same data that you enter on EBA, and it will be sent to SAP and update the material list that you have in SAP. Okay, and now we can go back to EBA. So right here, there's more examples like the vendor data. So we can add a new vendor and go through the same process, or go through the workflow that we designed for the vendor. For a new vendor, actually, excuse me, for a new vendor that we want to have in SAP. So now coming back to this account, and I'm going to open this form and show you how you can do so here. So in this example, you can see you can create a new vendor or modify an existing vendor that you have in SAP. So also you can enter the new vendor name or copy it, the similar information from the vendor that you have in SAP. And similar to add an that we have we just had, like copying the information for the new material. So you can use the search bar right on the top and pick and choose an existing vendor information, and all the fields will be filled automatically. And now EBA is pulling the data from SAP, and you can see the account name, vendor name, and anytime you can change the name, like 5th 7th 2020, and send it to the approver. And again, in the flow scheme, you can find the specific flow that we designed or defined it for this particular business process. Okay. And in the vendor master data, you can find all the vendor that we created in an archive. So it will show you the vendor name, the vendor code, and also the validation log coming from SAP. And it will be shown in a table, like the ID and also the name, and what is the feedback from SAP, like the vendor has not been created, and check the message, or vendor, the name was created with the company code. So this is the feedback from SAP, and we can open it anytime on EBA, and feel free to retrieve all the data that we created or entered for this business process. And it will also be shown in the form in the validation log field. And going back to the SAP interface, we can go back it and go to the vendor page. And this is the one. And I'm going to click it and make a search. And now I have this one, the Turfmore-3. It is exactly what we have created on EBA. And we can come back to this validation log. Turfmore-3 was created. And now we can come back here and show the information of this vendor, like the name and also the address, the PO box, and the communication information. Again, it showed you the integration between EBA and SAP is a success. And it's come to the end of my demonstration. Thank you, Kevin, and thank you everyone for joining this webinar.
Thank you, Sam, for the demonstration. Much appreciated. Let's see if we have any questions. We get questions from the chat box. Also, we got some questions also before the webinar as well. All these applications that we create, can they be also used via web browser as well as via mobile app? Sam?
Yes, excuse me, I was muted myself. Okay, yes, it is available for mobile application. So EBA is available for Android and iOS device. You can download EBA on the Google Play Store or the App Store for iOS devices. And after you download it, you can connect to EBA with the same credentials that you use for login to your EBA on your web browser. And you can find the same data since the mobile application is using the same database as the one for the web browser. So you can find the same application, the same configuration on your mobile application.
Thank you, Sam. Also, one of the questions is about actually what type of SAP products we can integrate. I think I addressed it earlier. So we are certified for SAP HANA. However, other SAP ERP products we can also integrate to plan push information. So that option is always on the table. And EBA and SAP, they don't have to be on the same server for us to be actually integrating both products. They can be in different servers. One can be on cloud, one can be on server, or the other way around. So in that sense, we are very, very flexible to integrate both systems so that they can run together in an integrated manner. Another question that we got is, can we use EBA for other applications as well, not only for vendor or purchasing, or let's say for HR, onboarding, offboarding, as well as further document management in different departments? So the answer is yes. The reason being, EBA is a platform at the end of the day, and one can develop solutions on EBA platform. So once you develop it, you can access it from anywhere. And there is no restrictions as to what departments you can actually use these applications. That may be HR, that may be purchasing, that may be sales, marketing. That is actually ready to be used for by entire company by all the departments. And it makes a lot of sense because eventually all these departments are interacting with each other. Typically, we see a ton of emails coming back and forth. So in this case, having EBA running digitally for more than one department for different applications makes a lot of sense. And even if we take it further, and if you integrate the EBA with SAP, it is even better as to run the two systems together, so you don't have to enter data twice into two different systems. Once you enter to one of them, other one also can capture it. That's a great advantage nowadays, especially you work remotely and you like to access data and you don't want to jump around from one system to another all the time. Let's see if we can get one more question. So one of the questions about the modular structure. So do I have to get a certain number of modules to run EBA, or can I get any module that we need? So the answer to that question is EBA is a modular structure, and you can pick and choose what module you like. It can be just workflow, it can be workflow and document management together, or three of them together. So the answer is there is no minimum. Depends on what module that you need, and you can use, and we can deploy one module, say workflow module or document management module of your choice on your server or on your cloud account, and you can access the system wherever you are, especially if you are working remotely, especially nowadays. That's a great advantage because EBA is web-based, meaning it doesn't really matter where we deploy. Either way, you'll be able to access it via web browser. All you need is an internet access, Wi-Fi or 4G will do basically. And the modules options are really up to you. System is flexible in that sense. Okay, great. I think we addressed all the questions. I'd like to thank you for your time and for your interest. And we look forward to seeing you in our coming webinars. Thank you very much and have a nice day.